Again, my name is Geithner. Just caught a little bit of Fox. Chris Wallace had some guests on, and they were talking about the economy and talking about the stock market. And some of the guests thought that the stock market will improve. Some of the guests thought that the stock market might not improve. And the general consensus is that what the Fed Chairman Bernanke has been doing by keeping the interest rate as low as it has been is helping big business. It doesn't help small business. It doesn't help the small banks. It does not help the middle class. It just helps the big business and the wealthy. They're the only ones that benefit when interest rates are as low as they are, according to what they were discussing. And then the next question that came up is, well, do you think that it's going to be time for Bernanke to resign from being the chairman of the Federal Reserve? And the general consensus is that he's probably been in that position on average with previous chairmen. Greenspan was in quite a bit longer, but he was an unusual individual, and times were a whole lot different then than they are now. And then the next question that came up was, well, if he does resign, who do you think might replace him? And what I heard didn't surprise me. I pretty much expected someone like him to be the heir apparent, and that was little Timmy Geithner. You know, he was head of the Treasury, Secretary of the Treasury, and Obama obviously likes him a whole lot. The simple fact is Timmy also didn't pay his taxes, but that's a whole different story. What really troubles me about not only this administration but previous administrations is that they recycle garbage. I mean, they really do. You take a guy like lame brain Songbird McCain, you know, he's been at it, 25, 26 years with his head in the trough of the federal government. And then you got his buddy Carl Levine. Carl's been, I think, close to 40 years, I think 38 years, and he's not going to run again, which is probably a good thing. What amazes me is many of these long-term senators and congressmen, some of them can't even talk. I mean, there's a guy, I think, in Detroit or Michigan. He's an African-American. I mean, he has a real difficult time getting words out. And these people are like the lawmakers. You know, it's really frightening. But that's not going to change, because the only ones that can change the laws to establish term limits are them, and they're not going to do it because they're not going to cut off their power base. These people, for the most part, are egomaniacs. That's what they are, you know? And they'll do anything to retain their power. That's one of the reasons I think no one's really stepped up and tried to confront Obama on whether or not he was ever eligible to hold office. They're all vying for positions to be seated at the New World Order, which is what they believe will happen. And the sad part is they're so stupid to think that if there were to be a world order, that Obama would have them become part of it, you know. But, you know, hope is what I guess they have, and hope's what they want to hold on to. If that weren't the case, then someone would have stood up on the Senate floor or in the House chamber and asked him to produce his original birth certificate. But they won't do it. Anyway, it is what it is, and like I say, they recycle garbage. Like, you know, Hillary Clinton, she wants to run for president. I mean, that's just a complete joke. That woman should be sent to prison for all the perjury that she's committed, you know? Like when she got off the plane in Bosnia and told the American people she was under attack when she ran for president against Obama. And, I mean, it's just a joke. These people are mentally ill. A lot of them are really mentally ill. And they're so driven to retain power, they'll do anything. And obviously becoming president is one of the most powerful, it is the most powerful position anyone could achieve. And the guy that's achieved it, what a complete farce that is. Recycled trash. That's what our Congress is comprised of for the most part, except for the new blood. And some of those are useless, like Rubio's proven to be. You know? It's pretty sad, isn't it? But it is what it is, folks. And we have to deal with it.